Q&A. My name is Tracy Matson. I am a certified professional dog trainer and behavior consultant and one of the Pupford trainers. And I'm excited to be here. If this is your first time, please, when you get on the chat, I need to start the chat. When you get on the chat, just give me your name and where you're from. I just need either state or country. And then I can enter you into the drawing. I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize for that. It's either that or allergies. I don't know. Tis the season. So anyway, while people are jumping on, I wanted to talk about something that I've seen a lot of in just the past week, and that is consistency with training. So as an example, I've got several different clients who want to work on their dog jumping. And I have an issue with that with my own dog. And so, I tell them that, turn your back, ask your dog to sit, capture them sitting and reward them for that so that they learn that sitting is what gets them attention, treats, whatever, and not jumping up. So in every case, they do it correctly when they're in training mode. But as we just sit there and talk and the dog jumps up to get their attention, I see them like petting their dog, treating their dog, and giving attention, probably not even realizing it. So it's kind of one of those things where, hi, Catherine. It's like I'm always in training mode, so it's easy for me to think about training all the time. But for other people, hello, Facebook user, tell me who you are. I can probably guess, but I don't want to guess wrong. It just comes up Facebook user. If you can see the chat, do exactly what Catherine did. Name, where you're from. But when people aren't thinking about it, like they inadvertently go back to like giving the dog, hi Renee, giving the dog attention when they jump up. So I had somebody just today do that exact same thing where they, hi Julie. Okay, I will get caught up. So, she was turning her back. When I introduced them, hey, Gil and Nicole. So I was introducing them to my dog. We were going to let the dogs play a little bit. And so I said, I'm going to introduce you to Jade. She might try to jump on you, so please turn your back and ignore her, which she did. At the end, we were talking, and her dog was like, okay, now I'm totally putting words in the dog's mouth. But since we were ignoring the dog, she started to jump up to her mom to say, like, hey, I'm here, give me attention, I want treats. And the owner started petting her. And I had to remind her, like, okay, now you're giving her the wrong information, because to the dog, it's like, but sometimes it works. People that like to play slot machines or like to go gamble, if you lose every single time, you're not going to go. That's why I don't go, because I always lose. I've probably only been a handful of times, and I'm only willing to lose like a roll of nickels, but that's okay. One of my friends goes a lot, but it's because he'll play and play and play, but he will win sometimes. And so it's worth it for him. Like, well, sometimes I win, so I'm going to keep trying. So anyway, to the dog, it's like, the slot machine, it's like, I'm going to keep trying because sometimes it pays off. So when we're training a dog, we have to kind of always in the back of our mind be thinking, okay, what message am I giving the dog? Like, am I inadvertently rewarding behavior that I don't want? Because that's one of the reasons my dog still jumps, is because there are enough people that still give her attention and say hi to her, and so it works sometimes, and that's why she still does it. So anyway, that's my little narrative for tonight. Now I'm going to get caught up. Okay, Renee, I have you. Julie. York. Nicole. Oklahoma. Hi, Gil. Probably one of the other reasons that I'm sick is Gil, you're Texas, right? Texas, if I remember right. So we had a really hard winter, like record snowfall. I don't remember a winter this bad since the 90s. And so today we went to the park where, oh, good, I got it right. I'm always amazed at myself when I remember stuff. Hi, Sammy, you want to come up? She's like, nope, I'm out of here. So today we were at the park where we usually practice. And it's because there's a dog park, there's a kids park, there's a big track that people walk with their dog. So it's just a good place to go practice from a distance with reactive dogs. Well, there is also a big kind of a pond for the dogs. And hi, Renee. And it's flooded. And so this whole park was flooded, like underwater. So even to get to the park, we had to walk through the parking lot, which was underwater, and our feet got wet. So I had like 3 more clients after that. So I was in wet shoes, wet socks. I'm still in wet socks. I haven't taken them off yet. But oh yes, I do, Gil. Okay. I'm assuming Brian's coming. So I'll just put him down. Gil, I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna grab one. There's Brian. Hi, Brian. I'm gonna grab one to show you. Okay, this is one of my dogs, and it's really filthy. So sorry about that. But this is a freedom harness. This is the only one that I use, and I've never had a dog be able to escape from it. Some of the other ones, if dogs twist enough and, they can get out. But the reason I like it is on the back. So this part goes on the back, and it's a martingale. So it tightens. So see how like it tightens? So they can't get out of it. It's also adjustable. So you can adjust the breast. So this part goes across the chest. You can adjust this part that goes underneath them. And then you actually have 2 points of contact. So this is how it would go on the dog. I should have put Jade's on her. Let me know if it would help you to see Jade's harness on her. I will put it on her. So the leash clips in the front and the back. So you have extra support. And then if you want to give your dog more freedom, then I always unclip the back, because I always want the front clip. No matter what, I want the front clip. And that way the leash lengthens, and then still if the dog pulls, it turns them sideways or back towards you. So this is the Freedom harness. Um, you can get them from Pupford. They sell black. It's, I used to carry these, and it is so hard to carry all the sizes in different colors. And, people are like, well, I want this color, but I need this size. I finally gave up. So Amazon, Pupford. In fact, I think I got this one from Pupford. Um, and then right from Two Hounds Design. So the other thing about this is if your dog chews through it, they will replace it. You do have to pay shipping, but they will replace the harness for free. So, and yes, I'm glad that you're not using a regular collar, because if you have a dog, like today, I was trying to walk a dog, client's dog, and I literally thought I was going to get pulled over. And so I said, yeah, this dog needs to be on a harness. So she's going to order some. But yes, so Pupford, and you're going to want to measure around your dog's girth. And I'm sure Pupford has a measuring chart. I just know what size my dogs are, so I didn't measure. One time I measured. But if you go to Amazon, there is a size chart. So you measure around the girth, which is just like right, under the front arms and up around their back. And then it is adjustable. So you get some that, I would go a little, if you're right in between sizes, like Jade's in between sizes right now. So I went larger, and it's a little bit too big for her, but she still never gets out of it. And it's better than it being too tight and rubbing her. So, yeah, Pupford, Amazon, or Two Hounds Design. And Two Hounds is, I'll write it out, so, because it's not. And they're really good to work with. Yeah, I don't have cool designs. I get different colors, like, but one client came today and had the coolest Freedom harness with the leash, and I hadn't seen one like that. So maybe I do need to get some other cool ones for my dogs. I mean, Willie has this cool little bow tie, so I should get him like a little harness to match. But he doesn't pull, so it doesn't really matter with him. He doesn't even really need a leash because he can't go very fast, and he usually just stays with me. So, yeah, great question. I'm going to turn my fan on, and then I'm going to answer Julie's question. I'm not, like earlier today, we had thunder and a little bit of rain, and it was so cold, so I had to turn, plus my feet were cold. So now it's getting warm again. Okay, Julie, I have a question that probably won't make sense. When we are inside the house and someone walks by, they go crazy, and if they are in the backyard. But when we're in the front yard with no fence, but they are attached to a tether, and someone walks by, barely anything comes out of their mouth. Is it the environmental change? Yes. And the barrier. So I'm assuming that your backyard has a fence. There's a really cool video that I saw at a conference, and I wish I could find it, but it literally shows two dogs, like there's a fence, and they're like going at it, like acting like they want to kill each other. And then the fence opens. It's like an electric fence thing, so it opens, and the dogs stop, and they're standing right there, like this close to each other, and they just stand there. And then the gate closes, and they go back at it, like, baring teeth, growling, barking, and you're like, I am so glad there's a barrier. These two dogs would kill each other. And then the gate opens, and they totally stop. So it is the barrier. My own dogs will bark in the backyard if somebody's walking by, especially with a dog. And in the house, they don't, because they can't see out. I kind of did that so that they couldn't look outside and see anybody walking by. So, but out in the yard, like if I were to open the gate and let my dogs out, they'd totally stop barking. They'd be like, "Hey, what's up? Do you have any treats? Let's play." Um, like they just don't bark. And if we're out on the porch and there's a guy that he's in his wheelchair and he walks his sorry, I'm getting a weather notification. I'm just oh, rain. Yeah, go figure. Um, it'll add to our flooding. So he takes his dog for a walk every day. So he's in his wheelchair and he just holds the leash and he takes his dog for a walk. So it's one of those like those electric wheelchair type things. If we're out on the porch, my dogs will be fine. They might not even go up and say hi. But in the backyard, they will bark. So yeah, it's not necessarily um, the environment change, but it's the barrier. So it's having that barrier and having something on the other side that you can't get to. So, yep, absolutely. So I like to train outside of the barrier first and then go behind. So, yeah, great question. Brian turned the air on first time. Um, what does that mean? I'm going back to see if I missed something. Um, I oh AC. You guys are in a drought. Well, we have been too for years. In fact, my three really big pine trees in the front of my house, which are beautiful, well, now they're dead. All three of them are dead because we've been in a drought. Um, but right now we're getting flooded. There's like sandbags up all over the place. And yeah, I had a client come and use she's a service dog client and she's got some special needs, so their house flooded and their septic flooded, so they didn't have running water or bathroom facilities or anything. So she was coming over to my house every night and taking care of what she needs to take care of, get a shower because she's got spina bifida. So if you guys know anything about that, like it's really important that she stay clean and have a functioning bathroom. Um, so everybody, like I didn't get flooded, but like today the whole park is underwater and it's crazy. Ooh, and now the wind just kicked up. But yes, we have been in a drought for a while. Um, oh yes, I get it, Brian. So you just turned your air on. Okay. Any other questions? It's funny. You guys don't, well, you do ask questions, but I think you're just here for the drawing. But I would be too. And um let's see, you can take our sun and heat that we had for the past 2 weeks. No. I like winter and I like cold. I don't like to be hot. And so I will take this weather any day. And I love rain. Like I don't like wind. I will admit I don't like the wind, but I love rain. I love thunder. I don't mind snow. If I had my choice, I would pick cold. I would pick below zero before I would pick like 80 degrees. That's, yeah, I could live in Alaska really easy. So, um, yeah, no offense. You can keep your sun and your heat. So I lived in Arizona for 2 years and oh my gosh, the day I graduated from college, my car was packed and I headed home because it was so hot. I couldn't handle it. Okay, I asked on the Facebook page about pup wearing collar with tags. Got quite a variety of answers. Okay, I haven't seen your post. I'll go back and look at it. Um, so there's a lot of my trainer friends I noticed don't like when I go to their house, they don't put collars or anything on their dogs. So when the dog's home, they don't have anything on. Um, since I have escape artists, namely Jade, I do keep something on her because if she gets out, which she just got out again on Sunday, turned my back for 2 seconds and she jumped the fence, went across the highway to visit the neighbors. I am so lucky she hasn't been hit. I would be devastated. But I do keep something on her, um, like just in case. Like now, she doesn't go out unless I'm out there supervising her. Um, also, because my dogs play rough, if I put tags on them, they fall off. Like I can't keep rabies tags or their license, anything on them. So I have them at home in their paperwork, but I don't ever put it on because it always gets lost. This is what I do, and this is so. Can you see their? This is their tag, and it fits like it. I don't know if I can turn this over, but it attaches. See, you can kind of see it. It attaches like that. And my dogs play. They go to the lake. They swim. These do not come off, and it has their name, my address, my phone number. Um, and I've never had a dog lose one of these ever. So this is what I do. And you could do something like, well, and these will go on a flat collar too. So um one of my dogs had just a flat collar. She didn't pull, so she didn't need a harness. And they fit on your flat collar too. So that's what I do. Some people like the tags because it makes they jingle and then you can tell where your dog is. Yes, by law, you do have to have them. And I have I have said like people have asked, does your dog have tags? And I say yes, and I can totally prove that they have them, but they fall off. They fall off every single time, so I don't put them on now. I should probably just keep them in my car or something, but they're home in a file, so I have them. Um, so yeah, I mean it is law that they have at least their rabies and their state license, but or county license. Yes, well, so my tag has the dog's name and then my name. So the dog's name is bigger. I don't think you guys can see this, but the top one is the dog's name, and then my name, and then my address, and then my phone number. You guys, I'm going to run really quick and open the back door and let Willie in because it is like kicking up right now, and he's outside. So give me 1 second. I don't know if you guys can hear our wind, but I'm not kidding. It sounds like a hurricane. Um, and yeah, so Julie, you can hear the wind? Yeah, it's bad. So I open the door and Willie's chasing the swimming pool around because it's blowing. There's a hole in it, so it won't hold water. I need to get another one. Um, so when we get wind, it blows around and he chases it, but he was very happy to come in. So my garbage cans are blowing, but I'm not going to worry about those. Fall weather, yeah, that's my favorite too. I love fall. Fall and winter. I don't like spring because of mud season. And yeah, so I have a client who does have an embroidered collar. So, he uses a harness, but then the just the collar, it has the dog's name and phone number like embroidered right on the collar. These I get from Boomerang Tags. And I'm sure, hey, what's going on? I'm sure that there are other ones, other places, but that's the only place I've ever been able to get them. So Boomerang Tags is where I get mine, and every time I get a new dog, that's the first thing I do is order um their tags. So, hey Willie, I don't know what he's barking at. He's not going outside though. Um, so yeah, you can get a bald spot from tags. Like again, what you doing, dude? Mine fall off my dog. So this is what I have found that works the best. And I think if you ever got a ticket or something, you could fight it and say, look, I have the tags, I had them, they fall off all the time, so I just keep them. Like you could keep them in your wallet or something, or whatever you usually have with you all the time. You could even, like, I have a little thing on the bottom of my phone for a lanyard. Like I usually always have my phone with me. You could even put your tags on your phone, so then they're in your pocket instead of on the dog. But um oh yeah, it is whistling. It is like serious. Sounds like a hurricane. Hi Kirsten. We're having a hurricane over here. I just had to go let the dogs in. Um, but oh, Lori, North Carolina. Lori, have you been here before? If not, give me your last name. I'm still going to enter you in, but it just makes it easier for Pupford um, to get your free item. Oh, and I have written down that tonight we're going to give away some butter up. So, oh, Brian, I was on the Pupford site this past week to place my order, and I could not find the oral hygiene stuff. Like I looked through their whole site and it was not coming up. So I didn't order any. Did you get your free one? Because I couldn't find it. So I don't know if they were out or what happened, but I really wanted to try that and couldn't find it. I'll have to ask them. Um, my dogs normally have their embroidered collar on with GPS and rabies tags. Yeah, that's a good way too. And if you have dogs that don't play really rough, like then you're probably fine putting all the tags on. It's just that I know they're going to come off. So Kirsten, I put the dog's info and mine. So with this one, it has her name, has my name, my address, my phone number. So if anyone finds the dog, they know my name, they can call. I found Hallie. Like, yeah. Amazon has one called Lucky Pat for $9.95. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's another good. Yeah, I mean, I do that with my car insurance. I take a picture of it, and so that if I get pulled over, which I hope I don't, I have it on my phone. But that's a good idea to have it on your phone. Oh, see, you're so smart. I didn't even think about that. So I do have to say, I got Jade a GPS collar, and I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to like ditz anybody. But if you're looking to get a GPS collar, I can tell you. You can private message me, and I'll tell you which one I had. And I have it set at the fence so that anything outside, like in the front of the fence, is out of bounds. You guys, she jumped the fence and went all the way across the highway into the neighbor's yard, and it did not alert me. And when I went back and looked, it didn't even register that she was out. So I promptly canceled it the next day, and I just said, I don't want to keep paying these. So, hi, Andrea. Oh, Andrea, you made it. Andrea, where are you from? I know you've been here before, but I can't remember where you're from. Oh, you got it, and it looks like it's helping. Oh, awesome. See, I need to go back and look, but I promise I looked all through it. Oh, Iowa. Okay. My dogs don't love brushing either. I do it, um, and they tolerate it, but they don't love it. So if I could do something else, that would be awesome. Um, so Kirsten, I never put their name. Always afraid that will give them more info about a dog that is not theirs. Yeah, I mean, there's always that possibility. I've never had that problem, but I live in kind of a small rural town, so I've actually had people knock on my door before and say, "Oh, we found your dog on the other side of the road," and they knew that it was my dog. So yeah. Um, my GPS sometimes sends me alerts when the dogs are in the backyard. Yeah, so I would rather have that. I would rather have too many alerts than have my dog out and them not even alert me. Um, when something's wrong. Kirsten, what are air tags? I have air tags on Ollie and Riley. I don't know what air tags are. Um, okay. Well, if there's no other questions, let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody's question. I got Gil's about the harness. I think dogs should have a harness wardrobe. So like every day they get a new harness or they put on a different harness. Um, that I mean, I could probably open a store with all the harnesses I have. Actually, when I get a new one for my dogs, I usually donate the old ones to a rescue or something nonprofit. Um, 12 freedom harnesses plus 8 other harnesses. Yeah, I would say that's a problem. I have a whole bin. Like for my some of my dogs, I like to keep their collar with their tag on it, or their harness or whatever, and those I won't donate. Like if I'm going to a different size and they're still alive, then I donate one, the old one. But once they pass, I keep their last one and I have a bin. It's ridiculous, but um, let's see. Man, I'm glad I'm not outside working tonight. Okay. So Brian, you were told by your daycare that brushing is not recommended? My vet said that it is, like it is recommended, but in order for it to be effective, you have to do it like every day. If if not every day, at least every 2 days. And most people just don't do that. And so um and I have 3 dogs. So it's like who's going to do that every day? It takes forever. So that's why I just like to do the stuff in the water or the stuff on the food. Um oh, Andrea has air tags. Oh, Apple makes them for tracking, not necessarily for dogs, but it works. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Um, so you could use it for humans too, right? Because so sometimes because I go to people's houses, they have um some sketchy, like I didn't know what I was getting into. And one time one of my friends was like, I don't like the idea of you going there by yourself. So she actually went with me. She was curious as to the case, but um she went with me. But yeah, I guess there's a thing that you can put on your treat bag and it's like a GPS. And then if you like feel like you're in trouble, you can push the button and it'll notify like a family and it'll give your location. Um, I looked into them, but they were kind of pricey, so I didn't get one. You can tell how um, value I put on my own life, but I will put them on my dogs. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna look that up, the Apple AirTag. Um, oh, you know what I used for the first time the other day is Find My Phone. It took me a while to figure out how to do it, like with my computer and everything, but I actually found my phone with Find My Phone. I was pretty proud of myself. Um, cool. Yeah, I have an iPhone. Um, okay. So let's do a drawing and then I'll answer any other questions or you guys can go and I'll make sure my house doesn't blow away. Okay, I need to put these in a bowl. Um, so my house was built. Oh, Samantha, I am in Utah, and oh, not expensive, and I can be like 45 minutes away. Oh wow, I'm gonna look into that. I'm in Utah, but I live in the mountains. I live in Camas, and um, right now with spring is when we have our wind and rain, and oh, so the dog has to be close to an iPhone for it to work. Yeah, see, I don't think that would work then if they get out and they're out wandering the neighborhood. I mean, I keep a pretty close eye on her and I'll check on her like every 5 minutes, but that's all it takes for her to jump the fence and go visit the neighbors. And I wouldn't worry so much except that I live on a highway and she likes to cross the highway to go see the neighbors. So, okay, let me just mix these up. Oh, Gil says it tracks movement. You don't have to be. Huh, I'll look into it because I just canceled mine and just said, yeah, I'm not going to pay for this every month because it doesn't work. Okay, tonight's winner of the butter up, and also if it's something that you already have or don't want, just say, "Can I substitute a bag of treats?" And that's totally fine. I will send you a bag of treats. Ooh, do you hear the thunder? That's thunder. You really can hear it. Okay, the suspense is killing you guys, and I am like procrastinating just to mess with you. Um, Samantha, what's your favorite TV show? Um, I don't know if I really have one. I don't have TV, so I don't really watch TV. But right now, I watch Yellowstone because a lot of it, the first season was filmed in Utah, and a lot of it was filmed up by where I live. So I like that. My favorite one was Criminal Minds, but I've watched it all at least 3 times. Butter Up is something that you can put like on your dog's pads just to keep them moist. I think you can put it on their nose and stuff as well. So, um, yeah. Oh, Dog Academy. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of hers. Um, I used to watch It's Me or the Dog. I used to watch that. And so with Yellowstone, one of the people that finds the locations, there's a name for it, but I can't remember. But anyway, they find the locations to film different things. Um, a girl that I used to work with at the vet clinic, it's her husband and his family that did all that. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I feel like I have ADHD tonight. Okay, tonight's winner is Catherine from Wisconsin. So, congratulations, Catherine. Okay, you are going to email hello@pupford.com. I just put it in the chat. And, whoa, let him know what, or that you won the, oh, Danny, I'll come back and answer your question in just a second. Let them know that you won the butter up, or you can say, "Can I substitute a bag of treats?" And they'll send you a bag of treats instead. Okay, so Danny from Australia, my 8-year-old Boston is going blind and trying to navigate that. How do I get my 2-year-old dog to be careful and aware of his blindness? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, some some dogs I think are going to be able to tell. And if your 2-year-old like bumps if your 2-year-old bumps into your Boston, what does your Boston do? Does he or she or he does he like correct? Does he yelp? Does he growl? Because I think that will tell your 2-year-old like, you know, steer clear or, watch my personal bubble. Um, and then if you see them interacting, like trying to play or anything, I always advocate for the older dog or the blind dog and just say, okay, let's take a break. Let's give him a break. I also have a safe spot because I have a 12-year-old dog. And if she goes in her crate, that means she doesn't want to play anymore. And so when I have puppies here, I have to keep them away. And if they try to follow her into the crate, I will close the door so that they have to leave her alone. So you could always do that. And then try to keep your furniture the same, so that your Boston knows where everything is and knows where his crate is so he can go there if he feels like he needs to. Um, and then, just kind of being aware where they are. And, if you see your young dog getting too close, calling them away. I like to do hand targeting for that. So with your 2-year-old, you can say like, hey, Rover, touch. And then your dog comes over, touches, gets a treat. But then you're moving him away from the other dog, if that makes sense. So that's a really good question. I might have to do a little bit more research on that. I've never had a blind dog. I've trained a couple of deaf dogs, but oh, you know what? I have trained a blind dog. Totally blind in both eyes, and they have a house full of dogs, like 5 or 6 dogs, and the dogs just kind of all navigate really well, and they're just kind of aware of the other dog, and they didn't really have to learn anything or teach anything new. They just kind of all got it. So um hopefully that will happen in your case too. So, oh, if he bumps in, oh, so the blind dog bumps into your younger dog. Ah, okay. Um what I would probably do is, if you can, tether the 8-year-old to you so that then you can keep him safe and keep him kind of away from the other dog. Um, you could try bells, like you could put bells um, the 2-year-old so that the 8-year-old can hear where he is and then kind of keep his distance, um, or just attach him to you so that you can prevent it from happening. I will ask some of my trainer friends if they have any other recommendations. Samantha, my favorite dog breeds are pit bulls because that's what I've had for the past 10 years. In fact, the name of my business is Three Little Pits, and I named it after my first three pit bulls. So, yep. Okay, well, thanks. Thank you guys for coming. Have a great night and a great rest of your week, and we'll see you back next Tuesday, same time. And thanks for joining.